Hey guys, it's Firestar here. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Now today, we're gonna actually continue on with the objective point, which is to go talk to Father Oak in the deep dark wood, which is indicated by that star on the map you see on screen. Prior to me starting this, I went around the Rolling Hills area and collected pretty much all of the hidden treasures you can find, as well as the mini foraging points across the rolling hills. The foraging points are the sparkling points you guys noticed me stop by before this episode actually started, and those points have words. Those points have set items you get depending on their location, and forage points refresh whenever you re-enter the area. So whenever re-enter the overworld, you can go to those forage points again. My God, I am stumbling over words right now. Holy mother of God. Well, anyway, oh my God. All that said and done, we're actually gonna go into the deep dark wood now. The deep dark wood, forest of fairy tales. The waystone, it is useful. A waystone? Yeah man, there is ancient stones, see? You can use them to store a record of your adventures so far. In wild places like forests and so on, you can't just plonk yourself on the nearest rock and write your own story down. But why not? Because we're in a JRPG, Oliver. JRPGs don't allow that. We have to save that way. We have to save, because otherwise if we sit down trying to write our stories, monsters will attack us while we write, and then we die, and then we lose the story. Like, what happened? And we gotta start back to where we last remember. And that is dying in an RPG without saving, in a nutshell. But essentially what this is giving us, this is pretty much an explanation of waystones, which is this game's save points, essentially. And like save points in most JRPGs, touching it will heal you of your health and magic, so yeah. So we'll just do that right quick. The little thing next to it is something I will explain later on in the game, because it's unimportant for us to really interact with it right now. So let's save. Alright. Let's go talk to Pappy Oak. So we just gotta follow Drippy. He'll lead the way. Oh my God, this forest looks pretty nice, I must say. And did a good job with like animations and stuff too.
Wait for me.
God damn it, Oliver. Well, then again, you white, you're supposed to do that.
Jeepers.
Ollie boy, meet old Father Oak. How do, you a leafiness?
Hello, Drippy.
That's why I hear double the headphones.
And to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, I got a visitor by here from another world, see? And what it is I was wondering if you might lend us a bit of a hand, like.
Oh, I should have known. You only ever come to see me when you are in need.
Sorry,
Damn, life struggle right there. You only want to talk to me if you need something from me. That is like the life struggle of people.
The pure-hearted one. He who will drive out the darkness. And Drippy, you mean to...
That's right, your ancient ship. We're off to give Shadar a right royal hiding.
You? Why? As reckless as ever, I see. Very well. You shall have my aid.
Hey, that was easy.
We had better give the boy a familiar, had we not?
Oh, yeah. clean forgot I did. He's right, Dolly boy. It might be a bit early, but I suppose we better teach you how to conjure up familiars, innit?
Familiars?
Yep, familiars. Here in our world, you can magic up little fighting creatures from your heart, see? They're called familiars. Where we're going, the beasties are only going to get bigger and meaner. So, you're going to need a helping hand, or claw, or beak, or tentacle.
Can I really do it?
Well, there's only one way to find out. You want to help your mum, don't you?
Sure I do.
Well then, grab your wizard's companion and turn to the page marked Form Familiar.
Drippy, there's no spell name for familiar here. You what? The boy is correct. Look at his wizard's companion. You idiot. You idiot. You talk so highly of the book. You don't even know. You don't even know we're missing its pages. Oh my god, Drippy, you suck. Oh my god. But you see, old Father Rogue, he's looking out for us. He's giving us a page for our spell book. Now, in terms of the Let's Play itself, because the book's missing a ton of pages, we're gonna do our best to fill those pages in. And we got page describing form familiar. Basically, we just learned the form familiar spell, which is we're only gonna be using it like now. Those spells are simply not meant for certain wizards. Such is life. Yeah, man. Tell me about it. Alright, so about to use form familiar here to get ourselves a little fighting companion.
What's this?
That's tidy work, Ollie boy. Look at that. A warrior from your very own heart. A familiar.
This is a familiar?
That's right. The fighting spirit inside you made flesh. A soldier of your soul.
And he can really help me fight? Huh? Ouch! That was a mean trick.
And the stronger you get, the harder he's gonna hit as well.
Wow.
Alright, so we got our first familiar here. I'll explain about this familiar once the game gives me a prompt for it. The more the merrier, ain't it? Here, you better give the little fellow a name, eh? Alright, no, I've already come up with a name for this. Lowercase letters. Marky. As soon as I find letters. Hey, Marky. Okay, now. Game's probably gonna explain it after what I'm about to say right now, but basically, think of this. Honestly, think of this like Pokemon. That's the easiest analogy I can give here. Familiars are creatures that born from the caster's heart. You use them to fight for you essentially. And we'll be collecting a good amount of these throughout the game. Now, we won't be focusing on collecting every single one of them, but we're going to use a select amount throughout the game. Some of them have really cool designs and whatnot, cool tricks they can use that'll help us out through the various boss fights throughout the game. Now, that being said, confirm. Yes, I'm sure, game. Now that you set off into the wild with only that withered wand in your hand, let me give you some spells to aid you in battle. The first is the restorative incantation known as Healing Touch. So we got a page for the Healing Touch spell, so we just learned Healing Touch. Tidy! That's the most useful spell there is for a wandering adventurer. Cuts, bruises, sprains, gashes, all gone in a jiffy with Healing Touch. Gee, you make it sound like I'm gonna get hurt an awful lot, Mr. Drippy. You got a creature to fight for you. You're gonna be fighting. You're gonna get hurt. Duh. Looks like I give you the gift of the Blazing Inferno Fireball. Shoots a little ball of fire, that one does. Plant-based beasties flipping hate fire, man. Even old Treeface here is scared of Fireball. Drippy, how dare you? Would never aim such a spell at me, would you, boy? No, I can't do it with the Father Oak. Father Oak too cool. Anyway, we got the fire. We learned the fireball spell. And basically what this is saying is it's essentially our spells shortcut menus, which allows us to use spells in the field, pretty much. It's useless in battle. It's only meant for like field uses of spells, which we'll be getting a lot of spells throughout the game, and pretty much a good like half of the spells we get have some form of use in the field, whether it's for puzzle solving or just access a different part of a dungeon. We're going to be using Healing Touch a lot once we get more party members and stuff, so... yeah. Now use the spells menu. Hey, look, another familiar.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Spoiling for a fight, is it? Better give him what he wants, Ollie boy.
Huh? But what do I do?
Just
And
think
this is pretty much
what
going to
he
lead
wants
us
to do.
into the
It's easier
tutorial
falling
for
off a
how
log.
to fight with the familiar.
Just think what I want him to do. Here goes.
The teeny boppers.
Let's do it!
Okay. Time to learn about what fighting with familiars. First off, you got to pick out who you're gonna fight off with you and your friends. So basically, if you have more than one familiar, which the max Oliver can hold is 3, but we don't have access to the other 2 yet. When the battle starts, you get to choose who you want to lead with, any of your 3 familiars or Oliver himself. So basically, the game's gonna be like, okay, you gotta use your familiar. So we're gonna use our familiar for this. Alright. Okay, so right where the arrow is pointing, the circle around the familiar's portrait is your stamina gauge. Basically, familiars can only be out in battle a set amount of time, which you can look up that time in the familiars menu when you're out of combat. Basically that is the allotted time your familiar has to perform actions in combat. Once the gauge will slowly refill when the familiar is not out. So like, say if the gauge is about to run out, you call him back and you swap out to using Oliver instead. That gauge will slowly refill over time. However, if the gauge goes completely out, the familiar is forcibly recalled and you can't use the familiar at all until the gauge is refilled. The difference between the gauge fighting when the gauge goes out towards recalling it when it's about to run out, you could, words. So if you recall the familiar just when it's about to run out and it's recharging, you can still send it back out and use it. Whereas if the time completely expires, you can't use it till the gauge is refilled. Hopefully that makes sense. I am really bad at wording things. So tired he can't fight anymore. Yeah, so basically, yeah. Alright. Next thing to explain. Thank goodness for this tutorial. I can explain things piece by piece. The signs. Each familiar you will obtain and battle out in the field has a specific sign. There are 4 signs total in the game: sun, moon, star, and planet. We don't need to worry about planet right now. Planet will not come into play till like end game or post game, if that. So basically, the way the signs work in combat, it forms a weapon, a weapon triangle. Like think of like the way they work compared to like Fire Emblem's weapon triangle. How, like, you know, swords beat axes, axes beat lances, lances beat swords. Same principle here. Sun beats moon, moon beats star, star beats sun. Sort of like a star sign, except there's only 4 of them: sun, moon, star, and planet. Different ones get on better. Does that help you in battle? Alright, tricks. Alright, we're talking about tricks, so I'm going to talk about tricks. Tricks are essentially abilities your familiars have. They will learn them as they level up throughout the game. Also, throughout the game, another way familiars get new tricks, you'll find certain gems in which if you feed that gem to your familiar, they'll learn the trick that gem possesses. And you can see what trick the gem possesses in the menu. In the item menu. And tricks cost MP to use. Which Drippy's probably gonna explain this after the trick explanation on tricks, so I might as well just start explaining it now. Oliver and any familiars he controls share the same health and share the same magic, which essentially means they all share the same health bar. So, like, which makes knowing which familiar to use in what situation very important. Because there's some instances you might not want to use a familiar at all. You might want to use Oliver because Oliver has the better stats to handle it, as opposed to the familiar. There'll be certain situations where you'll want to like use a physical basing familiar versus like in the situations where you want to use Oliver for his spell casting. Situation will be varied from fight to fight, so that's kind of what I like about it. Just kind of the different variety you can use and different ways you can approach combat. Yeah, that was right. He's explaining it. Yep. So, yeah, the stamina's gonna go down regardless. There's no item, there's nothing you can do to control that. They're only items that increase the stamina gauge itself. That's pretty much the only way you can control that. So you're gonna be swapping in between familiars and it's holding back and putting Oliver into the fray a lot. So that's a lot of explaining. So we're not going to use cut loose because there's really no point. It's just drains our magic this early in the game. No, don't get me wrong. Cut loose will have its uses, just not now. Actually, let me just use it now. This might make this fight go by faster. Oh, we got one now, so we'll just hammer away at this until it dies. And when a familiar's gauge is about to go out, you'll like there'll be like a little warning sound that plays. Like think of like the ding ding ding. I'm sure you guys started hearing it before I switched it out. That's the indication of, hey, your familiar stamina is about to run out. Take it out of combat immediately, or else you're not going to be able to use it for a while. Kind of thing. Think of it as like the warning sound from Pokemon when your Pokemon's like a critical health. And yes, I'm going to be using a lot of Pokemon-based comparisons because mechanically, these two games are similar. Mechanically, how the familiars work. Oh my god, most of this game has been most of this recording so far has been me explaining things. Good lord. Not fighting the fella can be found taking it easy in the creature cage. In the creature cage, you can shower your faithful familiars with delicious treats. Basically, you can feed your familiar certain treats, and that increases their stats permanently. Another thing to know is familiars have their own unique genuses, which kind of like think of this as like a certain type of familiar, for instance. Like, I'll explain it later when we get the pages for the Wizard's Companion, because it's easier to explain it visually than me explaining it. But there's certain genuses of familiars, certain like groups of familiars that are similar in like biology, like biologically, fit in their in terms of how they look physically and stuff. And certain familiars like certain treats more, which gives them a bigger increase in their stats. Yeah. Okay. Like, I'll explain a lot about what the creature cage has to offer when it comes to a point where we'll start using it more. It's not like you can start using it now. You probably should start using it now. But I'm gonna hold off on that just for the sake of time. I've spent enough time explaining things as it is, so we kind of actually need to progress through the game. And now Drippy's explaining, "Oh Father, okay, about the guard with brokenheartedness back at Ding Dong Dell. which we need a cure for. That's the reason we came here. So Drippy, we should help old Father Oak. He gave us those spells, didn't he? Atta boy, Ollie. Oh god. Guardian. What's up with the old fella? I'm afraid he has become rather unruly of late, and he is neglecting his duties. Well, that's no good, is it? Better help you sort him out there. The Guardian, he sounds kinda tough. Too right he is. He's way stronger than your average beastie. But you've got the Familiar on your side now, man. You'll be fine. And besides, if you're gonna take down Shadar, you can't back out a bit of light guarding and bashing now, can you? Oh my god, I butchered that entire question. How very kind of you. The Guardian can be found in the deepest part of the wood, beyond the Whispering Waterfalls. I wish you luck. First spells, now familiars. You're turning into a proper wizard, ain't it, Ollie boy? I guess I am, huh? Now then, why don't you take a closer look at your new mates, eh? Oh god. Oh god, another tutorial. Friends and familiars. The friends and familiars part of the main menu is what we'll be using to pretty much see detailed stats about all of our, the party members and the party members' familiars. And that's how you switch out which tricks you want the familiar to have, because the familiar can only have like six tricks at a time. That's including the regular attack command and whatever defense command they have. Defense commands ranging from like defend, psych up, or evade, which there'll be tutorials about those defense commands when we get to familiars that have them. Words. Okay, so I'm gonna take a breather from words, and we're just gonna go to the Whispering Waterfalls here in the Deep Dark Wood, which was the official, you know, first dungeon of the game. Oh my god. So much explaining. Also, treasure chest. Take him a loaf of white bread. I will get my English proper at some point. Go through here. The Whispering Waterfalls. I best warn you, Ollie boy, it's absolutely crawling with monsters beyond here. Careful you don't get got before you even get to the Guardian, eh? Oh my god. I swear Drippy is like Canadian or something, or he's bringing out a Canadian stereotype out of me. I don't know anymore. I'm just gonna be quiet. We're just gonna get to the deepest part of the wood. We're gonna save first. That way, I wish anything bad happened. We could just restart here. There we go. Okay. Now we can continue onward. We got the Jabber familiar here. Now, in terms of like battles, we'll be fighting a lot. I'm gonna be trying to engage in combat as much as I can, just for the sake to just level up Oliver and our might familiar here, Marky. So I'm only gonna showcase battles when something interesting happens. Either when words. Either when something interesting happens, or we're showcasing a new familiar. It's pretty much the only battles you're going to see. But we got a bunch of new familiars that we can show off here. Got a treasure chest here. Oh my god. Drippy, I don't want to talk to you. I just want... Got another teeny bopper and a spitoo. I will also bring out right now, there will be a point where we'll be able to capture familiars out in the wild. We'll need a specific party member for that, so... I'm blinded. So... I won't cover the whole capture thing until we get her. But just note that once we get that ability, I will be backtracking to get certain familiars, because there are certain familiars out in the Rolling Hills, and in the next dungeon we'll be going to that I will be getting the familiar. We'll be capturing some familiars that we'll be using throughout the game. Got a bar of chocolate to feed to our familiar. Oh, crikey! I knew there was something I forgot to tell you about familiars. Oh, what's that? This is important, Ollie boy, so listen carefully, alright? I showed you how your familiar can use tricks, didn't I? As the little fellas get stronger, they start learning a new one. Oh my god, I explained this. I just explained this. You can learn tricks and you can assign tricks to the Friends and Familiars menu. Yeah, okay. We want to... I think this is the Clopper? If I'm remembering? Claptrap? Whippersnapper. Yeah, Whippersnapper. Actually, he's a racer with increasing defense. He's a plant-based familiar, so I'm just gonna fireball. There we go. Now I'll send Marky out. Marky should just clean up this teeny bopper. I think there might be one more familiar we need to show off here. Ooh, treasure. Getting a loaf of white bread. There should be one more familiar to show off here. If I'm wrong, we're just gonna wait, hold on, map. If I'm wrong, which I probably will be, we're just gonna skip to the point where we're at the end of the dungeon to find the Guardian.
This.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, as it turns out, those are the only familiar. We already encountered all the familiars in this area, so we're gonna save here because we're coming up on a boss fight here. Our first boss fight in the game, which this one is relatively easy, just about exploiting a weakness. Because I'm pretty sure the boss fight's up ahead. According to the map, it is. So yeah. Hold up, Ollie boy. Huh? What is it? Listen, man. Someone's coming. But I don't. It's him. It's the flipping Guardian. Guardian of the Woods. And I'm not a fast reader, so I missed the second part of his title. Also, welcome to the boss music. This boss music is so, like, badass. Like, oh my god, I love this music. But basically, this is the Guardian of the Woods. Sweep the fire. That's all you need to know, just spam fireball. Just keep your distance and you shouldn't be getting hurt. Nicholas, this looks serious, Ollie boy. You best defend yourself. Alright, so basically with certain boss fights, the boss will have really like powerful tricks here. The bosses would use powerful tricks that cover like either a single target or like AoE damage ability, AoE damage base, right? So basically, in order to mitigate the damage, you want to switch to your whatever your defense command is, whether it be defend or evade, to kind of block it and mitigate the damage you would take. Blocking the attacks have their benefits. Outside of reducing damage, you also have a chance for the enemy to drop either health glims or magic glims to restore your health and magic. So it's always ideal to block whenever you see a move coming. You gotta be quick. With certain bosses, you gotta be really quick about it. keep that in mind. Like there, we've got that health glim all the way in the back here. Just gonna go back to spanning fireballs. And Drippy will occasionally throw out some glims to help you in battle too, but don't rely on Drippy. Do not rely on Drippy. Drippy will set you up for failure. Okay. Oh. And the timer you see whenever an action takes place is pretty much. In defense cases, how long the defense is active. Oh boy. Alright, whenever you use like a really effective moves or after a successful use of defense, you'll get what's called a gold glim that falls down, which you can kind of see it right behind the Guardian. And what gold glims do is first off they restore your health to full for the first part, and second you're able to use that character or that character or that familiar special attack, which is in this game is referred to as a miracle move. So I gotta defend this. That way. Oh my god, so much is happening. Look, Golly. Alright. Basically, after successful defenses or a proper stagger at the right time, the boss will be staggered and unable to act, which is signified by the audio cue, now's your chance. Which basically allows you to get free hits on the enemy without any kind of retaliation. So, we're gonna abuse that, cancel the defend, get the gold glim, which lets us use our miracle move, Burning Heart, which is a fire-based miracle move. And since the Guardian of the Woods is weak to fire, this move will essentially finish it off right here. This fight's meant to be easy, just to give you an explanation, to give you a tutorial on defense and the miracle move. So yeah. Whew. And there's one last thing I need to explain, and that is about leveling up. Whenever the main party member levels up, like Oliver, when I say main party member, I mean like Oliver, not the familiar. When Oliver levels up, oh my god, I've been talking so much. Oh my god. When Oliver levels up, his health and magic points are fully restored. And that's something to really keep in mind, because early in the game, your source of income, the guilders, things are going to be expensive, and you really won't have the guilders to cover the cost of efficient like health restoration items. So your best bet is just to get the ones you get on the field or from enemy drops, and kind of just use those conservatively. And just try to abuse level ups when you can to fully heal up instead of expending all of your provisions. And Mark, you learn Sandblast, which is a trick that blinds. Got a page for the Wizard's Companion about the Guardian. I'm out of breath. I've been talking so much. Crikey, that was a close run thing, man. The Guardian, he headed towards the deepest part of the wood. You think he's back to normal now? Your guess is as good as mine, man. But that weird look in his eyes had gone at least. Oh my god. Okay, we're just gonna skip this into this chest. I am legit like out of breath right now, guys. Alright, we best the Guardian, so I'm gonna go back to old Father Oak. See if he's got the spell he needs. That way we can cure the broken-hearted guard. Got a new Tale of Wonder. Thank goodness it warped us back.
You did well to calm the Guardian of the Woods. And I found what I was looking for. But first, a gift. By way of thanks.
Gee.
You were on a roll by here, man.
I entrust to you one of my closest companions. The Telling Stone. His knowledge of our world rivals even my own. I thought he might help you on your journey. I'm sure if you ask him nicely, he will tell you anything you wish to know. And the other thing, the locket. This is what you came here for, is it not? It is a vessel for fragments of the human heart. To rescue the heartbroken, you will need the locket and the spells required to use it. I will give you those as well.
Thank you so much, Old Father Oak.
Such a well-mannered child. Unlike some I can mention.
What?
Damn.
All right.
Man, you call him
Come on,
out, Father
face.
Rourke. You call him out, Daddy.
Some things are as unchanging as the forest. No matter. You had best be on your way. Now, boy, you must come and see me from time to time, and tell me of your travels. I look forward to hearing of your progress.
Yes, sir.
Let's be off, shall we? Time to head back to Ding Dong Dell and mend a broken heart.
Okay.
You access the Telling Stone. I'll explain what the Telling Stone is later. I had a breath here. You obtained the locket. Received the Take Heart spell and the Give Heart spell, which is the two spells we need to cure brokenheartedness. And the two spells we're going to be using to help cure that guard's brokenheartedness. And I will explain that in detail when we get back to Ding Dong Dell. Now, as far as what Father Oak mentioned, that you must come back to from time to time to tell me of your travels. Actually, once you complete certain objectives in the game, you can come back to Father Oak to talk to him about what you have accomplished, and he will give you items. So it's always good to come back to the Deep Dark Wood every now and again, just to get some free items, and some of which are very beneficial. We're gonna save, because that's gonna do it for us for this episode. Good lord, I have done so much talking and explaining. Not that I don't mind it, but it was so much in quick succession. I need a drink. So that's gonna do it for us for this episode. On the next episode, we're going to cure the guard's brokenheartedness, and we'll finally be able to enter Ding Dong Dell. I'll see you guys then. Oh. All that talking.